The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to John. After Jesus had revealed himself to his disciples and eaten breakfast with them, he said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than this?" Simon Peter answered him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my lambs." He then said to Simon Peter a second time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Simon Peter answered him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was distressed that he had said to him a third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep. Amen, I say to you, when you were younger, you used to dress yourself and go where you wanted. But when you grow old, you will stretch out your hands, and someone else will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go." He said this, signifying by what kind of death he would glorify God. And when he had said this, he said to him, "Follow me." The Gospel of the Lord. Mhm. Today we have basically one word that maybe could catch the two readings. The first reading from Acts of the Apostles and the Gospel of John, and that could be disciple. To be a disciple of God. The first reading we see Paul that he's been taken to Rome, but in the meantime he's suffering judgment everywhere where he's staying. So it starts in Jerusalem and heading to Rome. He's asking to go to Caesar so that he makes a decision. Why? Because he's a Roman citizen. So he's able to ask for the judgment directly from the Caesar. But in the meantime, what's going on in there? Paul could have set himself free whenever he wanted. The only thing that he needs to say, it's okay, I don't believe in that Jesus or whatever, I will not speak anymore, just let me go and work in my tent. That used to be his work, and that's it. Not a problem, and goodbye. But the conscience between him and God, it is not allowing him to be that simple. It is not setting him like, the things that you have received, they are not important. No, this is to change the world. This is to save your soul. This is to protect the people that has been entrusted to you. Remember that Paul did 3 trips, 3 pilgrimages around the Mediterranean, and he was constructing communities, so he was sending letters. When you go, for example, to the New Testament and you read, letter from St. Paul to the Corinthians, to the Philippians, and things like that, those were his communities. 13 letters we have in the New Testament because of him. So he was a sign, he was a beacon of that hope that they are all expecting. So if the beacon fails, if it is not sending the light, showing that he's able to give his life for what he's proclaiming, what would have happened to those communities? Those communities would have said, hey, what he said, it's a lie. He was not able to offer his life for Jesus that he's proclaiming that is God, and it's alive. So Paul, he goes to the extreme, and he continues. And that is the price of being a disciple for him. It's not going to be the same price for you and I, but maybe our price is going to be in the levels of the same suffering. Well, he died, he's a martyr, he offered his own body in sufferings. Maybe we're not going to get there. But killing your own ego, the word that we say, I, right? That sometimes becomes I, right? That it's a little dragon that we need to control, to put in the proper place, to show the spirituality that you deserve, the spirituality that you want. And that it's a fight, that it's going to take your entire life, because nobody can claim victory right away from the ego that we have. And that is also a cost of discipleship. The more you proclaim your life in Jesus, the more you're going to be tested. And you will start being testing from your own family, from the inner circle that is closer to you. The test will start there, and it will continue. So, in the words and the testimony of Paul, continue to be a disciple. If we go now to the gospel, it becomes more clear. We remember Peter saying 3 times, I don't know you. I don't know you. You were with him. No, I wasn't. He's denying the Lord. That was his big sin. Later, he cries out, tears of pain because of that denial. So the first part of that gospel, it is a healing. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? 3 times, right? But after the Lord is asking, and Peter answers right away, yes, Lord, you know that I love you, 3 times, right? Before it was, I don't love you, I don't know you. Now it is the real, I love you, I love you, I love you. What is the Lord asking to Peter every single step before he answers, I love you? Go, take care of what? Of my flock. Go, take care of my sheep. So what is the second part that we could get out of the readings to be a disciple? Being a disciple, it is not about yourself. Oh, I give testimony. Oh, I'm so good. Oh, look what I know. Oh, it's not about you. It is about projecting to others to be a disciple in life. Paul was doing that, projecting his own life, even to the point of death, proclaiming that Jesus is alive and he is God. Peter will do the same in the words of Jesus. So you love me? Go take care of the people that I'm entrusting to you. And us, as disciples, we also have people to take care of. In my position, it's easier, right? Because you could say, oh, the priest, he has to take care of me, right? And I'm preaching here to all these wonderful people, the wonderful flock. Look at you, huh? Yes, I have to talk to you. But that is not all. I have more and more and more like you. Do you have people that you need to take care of? Do you have people you have to give the proper example of life and words? That is the discipleship that you have that I don't have. It is yours, and it is entrusted to every single one of you. And we will answer to God with that, but we will answer in love, not in fear. Finally, Paul dies. Peter also dies. The Lord in the last part of the gospel is telling how he's going to die. He also goes to the cross. But according to tradition, Peter, he says, I don't deserve to die like my Lord. So please, I would like my head pointing down. He was able to shake himself, set aside the I don't know you, start loving, taking care, and even give the final testimony of I'm willing to die for my beliefs.